welcome to Rep Sports. Quite a stressful first innings there. We all held our breath for quite some time, but I think India have a lot of runs on the scoreboard. At the end of the innings, 298 for the loss of 7 wickets. Trisha is nodding her head in disapproval. Trisha Shomik joining us from Navi Mumbai from outside of the DY Patil Stadium. First thoughts, you two. What do you think? Shomik in the beginning told me. Shomik in the beginning told me India is winning it. Trisha is nodding her head in disapproval. So let me know what the thoughts are at this point.
India might be.
Shomik, I
I,
can't hear
I
you.
think they are 30 runs short. I think they are 30 runs short. Even if we win here, I don't think. I mean, that would need a collapse from South Africa, which is very much possible. It's not like it's impossible with South Africa. But having said that, in this pitch, there's absolutely nothing for the bowlers. Um, and we are. I hope we field as well as South Africa did. They dropped 3 catches. I understand that, but they were outstanding as far as ground fielding is concerned, and we were extremely poor as far as running between the wickets is concerned. And it will be the other way around when South Africa comes out to bat. Because I know that Jean Brits has not performed and people are counting her out. I have got a lot of messages saying that this is enough, and if we can get sir, show कर दो.
Jittega India, Jittega not Africa. Africa is lost. Today's match. Only with India.
Yeah, guys.
Only India. India.
हाँ ये लोग celebration को ज़्यादा जल्दी चालू कर दिया है. But anyway, getting back to the point, as I was saying that see the thing is in this kind of a wicket, you can see Tasmin Brits performing, and if Tasmin Brits stays even for the power play overs, then suddenly the score will start looking less because she can hit the ball. The last South Africa game, they were 81 for 5 because Tasmin Brits was out absolutely quickly to Krantigor, and that too to a fantastic catch. So I think it all depends, Shamika, ultimately on the fielding that we will have.
Trisha, I would be very, very happy if South Africa hold up for 150.
We all will be. We want to go home.
We want to go home, and the match it's a delayed start, and
We want to go home. We want India to win. So South Africa getting bundled out at 150. News. I mean, music.
music to our ears, right?
Absolutely.
So I expect that, but I am not backing South Africa at all. Trisha, she wore her analytical hat and spoke about the power play and all that. But what I know that South Africa cannot chase out 300 in a final. They are not equipped to do that. Across, it is not irrespective to women's cricket or men's cricket. We saw how they bottled the Champions Trophy 2024 Champions Trophy final. And here, I don't think unless they are pulling off a miracle for ages, they are not going to chase it down.
Guys, just one thing. Shomik's voice is a little muffled. Trisha, yours is fine. Can you guys do some adjustment with the earpiece? So, say something. Oh, you exchanged.
Sorry, wrong button.
Yeah.
Shomik, can you say something?
Just check if this is better.
Yours is fine,
Check.
Trisha.
Is this better?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, much
great.
better.
Thank you.
Okay, so going ahead with what I was saying, the point that Trisha brought up, I think this chase, or rather, India defending this total will have a lot to do with India's ground fielding. Because if you look at South Africa in the first innings, they saved a lot of runs on the boundary. They saved a lot of runs with brilliant dives and brilliant saves. What are your thoughts? A lot rests on fielding at this point.
See, Gargi, what my feeling is that this pitch, what my understanding is that this pitch is a bit soft. This pitch is a bit soft because of the obvious reasons, because of the rain and because the moisture that was around. This pitch is a bit soft, and you have to. It is a little difficult to time the ball on this pitch. So from that point of view, India have very good spinners. I don't see South Africa getting past India spinner. Right? Yes, ground fielding. You are talking about ground fielding, catching. Yes, India rose to the occasion against Australia in terms of that Jemima's run out. The Jemima affected that run out. on big moments. Yes, there were slip ups in the semi final also, but India were good in big moments. And unlike South Africa, India are a big match team. So from that point of view, I don't see. I mean, this is South. This is, I think, beyond South Africa's.
Big statement. I
Big
would say it's a
statement.
big statement.
I, yeah,
I don't think this is beyond South Africa, and I can confidently tell you that I do not think this is beyond South Africa. Not this South African team for sure. This team has got some power-packed batters, and as I said, I can confidently tell you that we are 30 runs short. Until I mean, this is going down to the wire. Absolutely. If it doesn't, I will be glad. If his prediction comes true, I will be absolutely glad. But I don't see that happening, Gargi. It is very
I
difficult.
actually,
Even if this South African team, the thing is, previous World Cup, if you got Laura Woolward, you have got 5 wickets in that one wicket. Here you have not, and that's the problem. Here, even when you have reached Ayabonga Khaka and Nadine de Klerk, we have still not sealed the game, and we have ourselves bottled the game up. As far as the Vizag pitch is concerned, and this one actually is a better batting track than Vizag was because Vizag had a bit of third. The other thing is you don't have one of your experienced and best spinners. Rather than that, you have a faster spinner in Radha Yadav. So there are a lot of factors. I My gut feeling does not well.
Trisha,
We'll leave it.
Trisha, do you think Laura Woolbert would be a little bit low on confidence after those drop catches?
No, I don't think it will happen. I don't think so because when India started off, when Shafali was still there, India were looking good to be 330, 340.
Yes.
So right now, I feel the team that is going to feel let down by themselves and by nobody else would be India, and that is another problem because India has already bottled up the first innings a little bit in the pressure of the final. I think.
Harmanpreet could have shown a little more intent.
Of course, of course. When you are not only that, please explain to me why are you sending Aman Jodhpur ahead of Richa Ghosh in the death overs? What is the reason? 34 or 24 could well have been 60 or 30, and there would have been a world of difference in the score.
there could have been a massive difference of 20 extra runs that Richa could have added at that point. And I even texted Trisha in the middle of the match. I said, what is it about this management that keeps sending, or rather, why was Richa not sent ahead of Amanjot? One, it brings you more aggressive runs. Two, it releases the
Yeah,
pressure that has been built from the partnership that, was simmering between Amanjot and Deepthi. They were going extremely slow for the point that they were in that match. They could have gone aggressive because that was
Deepti
the right
was said.
time.
Deepti could do nothing after being said. She just couldn't do anything in the end overs. Had this
Yeah.
not been for Richa 34, we would have been 265, 270. But you're not sending Richa. Samita, it's as if the management has decided only on the 46th or 45th over we'll
Yeah,
send Richa.
yeah,
But how can you do that?
I think that
And
is
it's
the
not
case.
like Richa is an incapable batter, right?
I think that is the case. I mean, there are sort of preset thinking, like that this player will go at this particular position.
Correct.
So that kind of a pre-conceived thing
Yeah.
they are bringing on. But when Harmanpreet played that late cut, I was a bit excited that in terms of quality of
Yeah.
batsmanship, I still think he is India's best. In terms of quality of batsmanship, I'm not talking about runs, but just purely in terms of quality of batsmanship. And when she played that late cut, I thought she is back. Now that will help her break the tackles. But it didn't happen. And what I was a bit surprised, but I expected she is the captain and she is arguably one of the best batters in the team. But I expected a little more intent, a little more positive attitude from the captain.
Also, the other thing, Gargi, if we take this dismissal into account, how many times in this World Cup has she got out playing the same shot?
And
And
she picked wrong lane.
Exactly.
she has been doing
Exactly.
that, Samita. And my own problem is you have been doing that in the Australia series. You have been doing that in the World Cup. You won all the matches apart from last game, and I think one more game. All of them she got out in that late cut. I'm not asking her not to play because when she plays it, it's fantastic. She's decide on the length to pick up. Jenny on the sweep shot and Harman on the late cut. absolutely need to be way better.
Trisha, this is, I mean, when a player, irrespective of whether it's men's cricket or women's cricket,
Mm.
when a player is entering the twilight zone,
Yeah,
this kind of thing happens. We saw that in men's cricket also with the legends. That uncertainty creeps in. You are not going to tell me that Virat Kohli is not good at picking lengths,
yeah. I mean,
but
that's rubbish. Yeah,
yeah, that's absolutely rubbish. If someone says that, that's absolute nonsense. But towards the end of his test career, you are several times you are getting done in by the length, by picking wrong length, especially against the spinners. So that kind of uncertainty, maybe it comes from that bit of lack of confidence, whatever it is. Maybe it's the process of slow burn. And when you see the number of balls is getting, I mean, it's mounting, the pressure is mounting. You try to go for something, you try to manufacture a shot which is not there to play.
absolutely.
There's a super chat here by Australia Rironka. Shafali was tired after 70 balls. Deepthi missed at least 15 twos. What rubbish fitness for an international side. Game over. It's pathetic.
No, no, don't say game over. That is also too much of a reaction. I mean, ये आप लोग ऐसे सीधा इधर से उधर कैसे स्विंग कर जाते हो भाई 5 मिनट में गेम ओवर कुछ नहीं है. मैं बस बोल रही हूँ कि शामिका जैसे राइट अप भी कर रहे हैं साउथ अफ्रीका मैं राइट अप नहीं कर रही दैट्स ऑल. आई एम स्टिल नॉट सेइंग गेम ओवर बिकॉज इट्स अ फाइनल में जब आपने स्कोर कर दिया है और 300 के आसपास किया है ऐसा नहीं कि आपने 250 किया है फिर हम दोनों ही बोलते कि ये गेम ओवर है. But because you have scored at 300, so from the onset you have to score at 6 runs per over. जो इस विकेट में difficult तो बहुत भी नहीं होगा, आसान भी बहुत नहीं होगा. It completely depends on, as I said, I think more than Laura Woolworth, it is how Tasmin Bridge gives them a start. So Tasmin Bridge is a Shafali equivalent in general, right? So if Tasmin Bridge can play a Shafali equivalent innings, then I think it's going to be yes, game over. But as far as fitness is concerned, yes, Shamika, a lot to be done. As far as fitness is concerned, I also think it is the cultural difference.
Yeah.
Like and I think Gargi can say this because we have obviously seen this in our women's cricket when we were training. You are never pushed to take that 2 runs, and so only when you know safely you can reach, you are supposed to take 1 run. Otherwise, you are taught to preserve.
But Trisha, I mean, I will not single out women's cricket in that. That fitness culture
Correct.
is not part of our DNA.
DNA.
The fact of the matter is that you remember when that COVID happened,
Yes.
and everything went into lockdown. After that, when things were opening up, I still remember Boris Johnson was the British Prime Minister then, and Boris Johnson said we are gradually opening up the parks for running for common people. That is
Correct.
part of their fitness culture. We don't have that.
You have hit the nail on it. Is there what are the odds for us? I would still say India are favorites, but yeah, 60-40 us. According to Shamika, 90-10 us. Or 85-25. View, I don't think there'll be a lot of view, but will be a little bit of view. I think.
Yeah,
Not
because
a
of the
lot.
cloud.
Yeah, I don't think there'll
Okay.
be a lot.
One more. Ashish Punna is saying girls will have to field and save every single run and throw themselves on the field if need be. Have to grab all catches, keep breaking partnerships, and consistently put pressure on South Africa. Believe. Trisha Shomik, South Africa also held on to some brilliant catches. One was obviously special mention goes to Laura Woolworth for that wicket of who was it?
Jemmy,
Jemima Rodriguez.
Jemmy.
So that was one incredible catch there, very low catch, dove to the front. But
Yeah.
your thoughts when it comes to the catching, India has been on the back foot.
Yes, Risha, I totally agree. Gargi, I totally agree with Risha in the sense South Africa's catching and those two catches, simple catch. The second one is not that simple. The ball was dying. The first one that Shefali, that offered, that should have been taken. But all said and done, their ground fielding was fantastic. Just rest assured, India are not going to reach that level in terms of ground fielding. They cannot do that. Simple. End of story. India cannot do that. In terms of catching, which is in their hands, they have to take all their catches.
But remember, guys, the ball will be wet.
The ball will be wet, yes.
The tension will ensure that the palms are also wet.
But I'm very happy, Trisha, the way who's who of Indian cricket have turned up to support the
Absolutely.
Indian women's team. Sunil
Absolutely.
Gavaskar, Rohit Sharma, everyone, everyone. So
Anybody
Sachin,
in Mumbai,
yeah,
they have come here.
Sunil Gavaskar, Sachin Tendulkar, Rohit Sharma, everybody was there. So it was very heartening to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? The truth is that tells me, and again, I'm not being pessimistic. I'm just saying that tells me if I was the coach or I was the captain, I would tell in the in the dressing room that you know what, girls, we have won this. So now let's play this as a normal match and not take a lot of pressure because it's not like had India not won the semi-finals, a lot of things could have changed for Indian women's cricket or women's cricket in India to be precise. But after that semi-final win, I would just tell them, yes, we need to win this, absolutely. But don't think of this as that
In
huge
fact, I will
attempt.
pick it up from there, Trisha. In fact, if my feeling is that I don't know if Indian team management has done it, but it would have been great. Amal is a great friend of Sachin, or
Yeah,
if they would have invited Rohit or Sachin for the mid innings team
yeah,
talk,
yeah.
that would have been great.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think. Not sure if that has happened. We'll get to know through reels or something very soon.
I have I have a question from you for you guys. Marizan Cap not at her best with the ball today. I don't think I've seen her that inconsistent throughout the tournament. Or if I'm missing some games, I don't remember. But I don't think I've seen her this inconsistent. So many full tosses. I think she was also struggling with some sort of injury because she kept, blowing on her fingers or something
Yeah,
like that at the beginning. So I think maybe that was something that was affecting her. Also, not getting enough swing compared to the rest of the matches that she's played. She's got a lot of swing in those matches, and that was my number one concern. But when I actually saw her bowl that first spell, I was concerned. She did not look her best at all. Compared to her, Ayabonga Khaka looked absolutely incredible. Look at the consistency she was bowling. That first spell was phenomenal.
yeah. The difference is sorry. I'm
No,
just
no, no,
taking
please,
this
please,
over to your page.
please, please, please.
The difference is, I think, as you rightly pointed out, Marizana Cap is someone who depends a lot on the ball swinging, and there's absolutely zero movement for the ball. So Renuka Thakur also has to be prepared for that. Ayabonga Khaka survived because she has two deadly deliveries, and one is Yorker. The other one is the Yorker might not look as nasty as say even what Kranti would bowl because Khaka is not purely a pace bowler as such, medium pacer, right? Slow medium pacer in fact. But Ayabonga Khaka has a beautiful change slower ball, which is what did the trick. Beat Shafali, beat Jemima. That's the ball that got the wicket. She was pitching up but bowling slow. She was running her finger through and pitching the ball up. These guys were going for the drive. Shafali, almost everyone knew that Shafali was going to get out at that point. She was cramping up. They had cramped her for boundaries, and that's how get wickets when the player is not feeling 100%. What I did feel was, and there are certain things I feel, India, Shamik, that does not do very proactively. That is when they should have retired Shafali. Bring her back in the death overs. Get three, four sixes from her. I think what Australia did with Perry against us.
And one more thing, Gargi, is that you asked us about the swing factor, and the cap not getting swing. Simple. You cannot swing a wet ball. Simple as that. I mean, when one side of the ball is wet, you are putting in sweat to make the ball heavier. The ball reverses. But when the ball is wet, it is very difficult. It is nigh on impossible to swing a wet ball. That is one. But I would still cut her some slack because her second spell, I saw that her second spell was pretty tight, and that put India on the back foot along with the other seamer. The way that middle overs when she bowled, that put India on the back foot. That took the momentum away from India's batting.
Okay, one more super chat here. 298. OG Sunoji is the name. 298 is enough. Need to field Deepti to Mankar. Okay. Um,
This is right. But don't say
let me
Mantad,
see.
yeah. Guys say non-striker runner.
Hmm. You can say Brown. You can say
What?
Brown because it's Bill Brown.
So many,
Yeah.
so many fireworks going off behind you guys. It looks like the trees are on fire.
Yeah, for a second, I was also doing the show and I got scared and I looked at that side. It's because Suniti Chauhan is performing.
Okay.
India has been lucky throughout the World Cup in a number of ways. But there has been one person who has been pretty unlucky, and that's me.
Right?
My favorite Shreya Ghoshal, she performed in the mid innings in
Okay.
Guwahati. I was outside doing a show. My favorite Suniti Chauhan performing in the mid innings. I'm outside doing the show. Moriada, I hope this is being noted as my performance review.
Um, Trisha Shomik, due factor, a lot of people asking, will it come into play, or do you think Indian spinners have a really good chance?
The dew would be there. Some dew, as Trisha already said, could be there because of cloud cover. So because of cloud cover, some dew could be there. Um, that and that might make things a bit tricky, a bit trickier for the Indian spinners. But as Trisha said, that spinners are more or less faster spinners. It's not like they are giving the ball a real tweak, or
Yeah.
they are banking on teasing the batters in the air. So from that point of view, somewhat it cancels out the due factor. But yes, due factor. If the dew comes into play, I think South Africa chose to bat second precisely due to the weather,
Yeah.
because of the rain in the air, and there was a definite chance of the game being a truncated affair.
There's another super chat. Take this one, Parsuram Satakarni.
I also
I
put
observed that whenever the bowlers bowled slow, the ball kind of stuck on the pitch and did not come on. India can follow the same question mark.
India should follow the same. I think Renuka has a very good slower ball, and the list ends there. Unfortunately, I don't see
Back
Amanjot
of the
having a
hand
good
deliveries
slower.
coming into play.
None of them have a good back of the hand delivery. Renuka has a good, she just rubs all the fingers on the delivery and bowls it. That is there. But other than that, nobody has that slower change variation. And yeah, I think it will be that is one more reason. I said it. I don't think that this target is enough because I just don't think that India's bowling has that strength. Again, you do not have somebody who could have mixed the pace so well. That's Rana. I'm not confident about Radha Yadav being able to do that. N. Sri Charani is exactly what Shamikda said, somebody who depends on the revs of the ball. So she will find it difficult in the due. Again, all is not lost. I am still saying that India is favorite, but yeah, I think bowling second would be difficult.
But I think, Trisha, the pitch, as I am concerned, a bit soft, a bit tacky. And if India takes the pace of the ball, then South
That's
Africa will have to force the pace.
correct.
So India should.
And by the way, Shamika, I'll interrupt you there. So this is why Sneashish and I, after this tour, have decided practices are much better than matches. So South Africa yesterday, mind you, all the batters, all the top seven batters till Nadine de Klerk were specifically practicing for the ball to stop and come to them, and them trying to hit them. The resultant was this, that the media persons, us poor girls and guys who were standing there to take pictures, had to run for cover. They were literally hitting our heads. So the moment Snehasis and I wanted to take a picture, we stood like that. Somebody's like, "What?" And we ran off because that's where the ball came. And this, mind you, what surprised me was Shamikda. Laura Woolward was hitting big sixes to the stands.
Yeah, yeah.
Laura Woolward, she's not a strength. Not someone who's a power hitter.
See, Trisha, the difference between men's cricket and women's cricket is that, I mean, in women's cricket, a miss hit will not go for a six.
Correct?
Right. In men's cricket, a miss hit can go for a
Yes,
six.
yes.
But the modern day bats are such that if you can find the sweet spot, then it will go to second tier.
Yes. Completely agree. And somehow yesterday at least all of them were finding the sweet spot. One of the sixes I remember, Laura Woodward. half knee and goes like that. And she stood there because I think even she could not believe how far it went. Of course, the guys who were putting up that final holding had to run for cover because it also went there. But yes, and this is why I'm saying that practice sessions are so significant to understand how they are
Exactly.
also thinking,
Absolutely. You
right?
get an idea about batting lineup, about team composition, about the thought process of a batsman, of a batter. So that is why we religiously follow the nets.
Absolutely.
Practice sessions are my favorite place to be. Absolutely
Yeah.
favorite, especially test cricket, because you're just there for 4 hours, just watching
Yeah.
everything go by. And if you intently watch, you will understand everything: who is playing, who is not playing, who is going to come at what order. You understand the entire game. And even more than the match, I find the practice sessions very interesting. But
And
okay.
Gargi, I learned this lesson very early in my career. Actually, being a reporter, we used to chase players for stories. Now, Mr. Rajan Bala, the venerable Rajan Bala, who was my senior at Asian Age, so he grabbed me by the lapel. He said, "Ei je Bongo Santan, stand here and watch the nets. The story is there." Very early in my career, I got that lesson that it is how important it is to watch the nets. I tell you a story. I'm just digressing a bit, and I offer an apology. It was a game against India versus Sri Lanka, and Sachin Tendulkar was batting on 154 overnight. It is, I forgot the venue. After the match, when at that time these media protocols were not there, we could chat with the players inside the ground after the day's play is over. So Sachin Tendulkar after the match went into the dressing room, came out, and the pack of reporters were waiting. Rajendra walked up to Sachin and said, "What has happened to your middle finger of the left hand?" And he was batting on 154 not out. And Rajendra asked him, "What has happened to the middle finger of your left hand?" So Sachin said, "Yes, sir, I have a hairline fracture. That's why I was putting the middle finger inside the bat handle." These observations you get from watching the nets.
Absolutely.
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 So true.
Uh, Tamogna Basu, final few questions, couple of questions, because we don't have much time left.
Yeah, we have to walk 2.5 kilometers to watch the
Yeah,
match.
yeah. Okay, so final question here. Tamogna Basu,
Yeah.
looking at due
I
chances, I
agree with
hope.
Tamogna. I
Yeah,
absolutely agree with Tamogna that spinners like Radha and Sharni have to be bold in the middle overs. We can't repeat what we did in the England match, what we did in the last game. You cannot have, Radha bowling the last 2 overs. Not the last 2 overs doesn't mean I said she bowled 49 and 50. Don't jump. What I meant was 40th and 50th cannot be Radha. It has to be Renuka, not even Kranti, because Kranti will give taste to the ball. You have to understand. In fact, Malaba in the what do you call that, post match polling,
Mid
post innings,
innings.
mid innings interview has said that I was really bowling slower as a team. After the beginning, we spoke about bowling slower because that was working. So I'm sure India is hearing. I'm sure India is seeing. India has watched. India has seen. It's India knows what to do.
But Trisha, we can't allow Gargi to sign off without getting the predictions and the percentage from her.
Absolutely. Percentage. We want percentage.
this is too much. This is all right. But it's 50-50.
Yeah.
50
Yeah.
She
50.
said 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going with
Correct.
95-5.
Oh, wow.
95-5. Brilliant.
He's very sure.
Brilliant.
I know Trisha does not
Um.
want to give a prediction.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm not really willing to give a prediction right now because
Okay,
yeah. Because
we will respect any superstitious stances that people have for tonight, because we do want India to go out there and lift that trophy. So we will join you guys very, very soon. We've been talking to you for the past half an hour. We've answered as many questions as we could possibly have. But now join us at the end of the game. Will it be history or will it be heartbreak? We'll only find out soon. Thank you so much, Shamik and Trisha, for joining, and
Gargi,
welcome back. Yes.
1983 for women's cricket is just 3.5 hours away.
Okay. We'll see whether or not that comes true. Hopefully it does. Fingers crossed. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Join us at the end of the game. We'll be live once again. Thank you.